Hello, hello. I'm Crazy E. Welcome to Crazy Games. We are back in Genshin Impact, and we're continuing the Ayato story. Cypressus Custos, Chapter Act 1, The Wind Settles. Wait for 2 days. Ayato claims that your job is done and that all that remains is to wait for the Kanjo Commission's internal reaction. Will things really proceed as he thinks they will? Question mark. Oh, there's Primogems in this quest, so we're nearing the end. So yeah, we gotta wait 2 days. So what happened in, I guess, the previous story? The Kanjo Commission wants to take over, or some dude in the Kanjo, one of the families in the Kanjo Commission wants to become like the head family and take over the Hiragi clan, or at least bring down the Hiragi clan so that they become the leading family or the leading clan by forcing a marriage between Hiragi Chisato, who is the current what would you call it? Like a stand-in leader, I guess, since her father is supposed to be the leader but is in prison, so the leadership role is like fall into her. And even though both Chisato and Kamaji, they love each other and they truly do want to get married, they feel like getting married now is like, at this point, I guess they feel like getting married now is not a good idea, seeing as how it would kind of ruin Chisato's like entire like her life, I guess. I don't know if you would say her life. Maybe yeah, her life will be ruined at that point. She'll pretty much be entirely reliant on Kamaji at that point as just like a wife. Whereas right now she actually still have political power in how like things are ran within the commission. But then Ayato, seeing something fishy going on between this whole thing, kind of sticks his nose along with us. We stick our nose in this too. And Ayato comes up with a plan to kind of get rid of their wedding. Like at this point, even though Kamaji and Chisato wants to get married, they kind of feel like it's not, the timing is not right, so they also want to get rid of the wedding too. But the bad actors in the Kanjo Commission, Matsurada or something, I don't remember which clan he was part of. He already like told everyone, the public, that they're getting married, so that if the wedding were to be canceled in any ways, the Yashiro Commission, who is the commission that's like in charge of those kinds of things, would look bad. Kamaji would look bad, and Chisato would look like a victim. But then the way Ayato kind of spins it now is that he's telling Kamaji to pretend that it was his idea all along to marry Chisato to get her out of this area, because he does love her and everything, so that him and his Tenryu Commission can, violent or not, take over. And if that's the case, then the family who was like trying to position themselves to take over, then they won't be able to become the leader of the Kanjo Commission anymore. And that would be not in their best interest to have Chisato married out. So it'll force the bad actors to kind of call off the wedding themselves and trying to like fix everything themselves, and the ball will pretty much be in their court at that point. Otherwise, they'll face like being acquired, this acquisition, and then absolved or dissolved. If it's like a company like buying out another company and like dissolving the teams, the employees, and like hiring their own or something, it's kind of like that. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do now. We're gonna see if what Ayato predicts would happen with this new plan will happen, and we gotta wait 2 days. So, I actually want to be here. What? So this is 1 day, right? Wait, if I go to here, that's 1 day, and then here is 2 days. Ring. But yeah, I guess the political stuff here is like pretty interesting. I think this story also kind of pokes fun at a lot of governments and stuff, how they have so much infighting, or maybe even like companies and stuff. where there's so much infighting that kind of a lot of resources and stuff is spent like fighting each other instead of actually like furthering the company. And a lot of like people gets affected by it who aren't even a part of it, and a lot of leadership who is like always vying for more power, more money, more power. Like those people are just like ruining it for everyone else, and that their greed is like kind of like a poison, like toxic to the entire community. And yeah, nobody likes that. But when it's in a story like this, it's very, what's the word here, where you kind of sympathize or empathize with it, or you can like vicariously, you can kind of there's like a specific word that explains this, where you kind of you kind of feel good because of how like the story is playing out, where you kind of live vicariously through the characters in the story. Oh, there's a word, I can't think of it, and it's really bothering me. I just googled it. It's a catharsis. You feel cathartic. The catharsis you feel for a situation where you don't like in this case, it's like a leader doing the thing to selfishly benefit himself, other than actually looking out for the people in an organization or a company. And you wish like there's someone in a position of power can come in to kind of like save you, and kind of call out the selfish leader's behavior and have like comeuppance and punishment for that. It's like super cathartic in a story like this, where if only that happened in your life, where leadership is held accountable for their actions. It's happening here. We're hoping that happens here, where this one person in the Kanjo Commission trying to vie for power by like manipulating people. We want him to kind of have his comeuppance and have his punishment for just like making a mess and manipulating people and doing things in a really selfish manner. That's what I was looking for. I hope that makes sense. Let's actually do what we're supposed to do here. Just talk to the people of Rito. I guess we gotta find out what the locals think of the wedding right now. Hey, Sasano.
These people from the Tenryo Commission have been here for days now.
Are you still thinking about that lady that you were talking about?
I guess they're here to pick up Lady Hiragi. But why would it be taking so long?
I heard that the Kanjo Commission suddenly said they don't want Lady Hiragi to leave.
Uh-oh.
To be honest, I'd be hesitant if I were her. A crowd this size comes to Rito? Who knows what they could be planning?
Shh, stay quiet. Someone might hear you.
We're hearing you. We're dropping them eaves.
Oh, right. Sorry. How did things get to this point?
It is just a bunch of like power-hungry people doing selfish things and ruining it for everyone else.
He comes traveling with me.
All right, let's talk to the next person. Oh, it's the they all have the same like uniform, so you don't know. Oh, I guess that person is specifically like tagged as the Tenryu Commission member, but like the Kanjo Commission people also wear the same thing. So like at a glance, you don't know who belongs to who, or who is part of whose faction. Hatanaka, how are you doing?
Hello. How may I help?
What are you doing? Why is there such a strong Tenryu Commission presence? What are you doing?
We arrived here 2 days ago to escort Lady Hiragi to Inazuma City. Sir Kujo Kamaji gave us very strict orders, so we have to obey. But every time we attempt to receive the bride, the Hiragi clan always finds an excuse to delay things. Since we haven't fulfilled our duties yet, we decided to stay in Rito until Lady Hiragi is ready to come with us.
People suspect something is wrong. Everyone is scared.
We apologize. It was not our intention to stay here so long.
Yeah, it's the Kanjo Commission's fault. Actually, specifically that Matsuda guy. Is it Matsuda? Or I don't remember his name.
We promise our presence here will not impact ordinary people's lives. We can only hope that the leaders of the Hiragi clan will start to cooperate soon. If this stalemate continues, who knows? Sir Kujo might give us orders to be less accommodating.
Uh-oh. Can we talk to him again?
Whatever happens, please don't worry. We know where to draw the line.
We trust you. Can we talk to that Sasano again? Sasano?
I hope this is all resolved soon.
I know, right? What the heck is the Kanjo Commission doing?
Receiving a bride, silly. E-Day. Wait. Can we talk to him? He's Tenryo Commission.
Sorry for the disruption. We're still waiting for further orders.
Is he a part of the... I'm guessing he's a part of the story? Does these people say anything? Haha, achoo, do you need something? I guess he does... She doesn't have voice acting, so she's not a part of the story. Oh, I already talked to this person in the... Oops. No, I should have said goodbye. But Susano is talking to Kaede right now. Let's find the last person to talk to.
How much longer does your master plan to hold them off?
I have no idea. We're stuck in limbo here.
Oh, he's the person we were tailing.
Master's been very on edge these past few days. He gets irate over the smallest things, and is suspicious of everything. He's been yelling at me a lot. I understand that he's anxious, but I mean, what can we do? I've told him before, never cross the Yashiro Commissioner.
Yeah, he's super hot and super smart.
Yeah, good advice. With him, you just know that whatever he's doing, a lot of preparation has gone into it. If Lady Hiragi is really taken away, then what will the Tenryou Commission do? And what will the Yashiro Commission do?
Maybe we should tell Master to discuss things with Lady Hiragi.
Hiragi Chisato is now at the center of every conversation in Rito. By now, the Kanjo Commission probably knows how important she is. But what about what she thinks? Oh, let's go and see.
Gentlemen? Gentlemen? Don't mind us, we're just here to talk to Hiragi Chisato.
Oh, Traveler!
Hello, how are you?
I assume you've heard about everything that's been going on out there. What on earth is happening?
Oh, we heard about that and more.
Don't worry, we can explain everything. So, what happened was...
Hold on, someone might be dropping them eaves just like we were. You make sure that no one is eavesdropping before I explain the whole situation
After
to
the
Philip.
Tenryou Commission arrived, they suddenly became alarmed. They keep having secretive discussions and won't allow me to have any direct contact with the Tenryou Commission. I never would have thought that this was Sir Kamisato's plan. Now it all makes sense.
Yeah, he's pretty hot, isn't he? He's smart and hot at the same time, the deadly combination. Since the last time we met, have you made up your mind?
I'm sorry. I haven't. Maybe there's no right or wrong decision. Maybe everything would be easier if I simply didn't have the choice. I used to tell myself things like this to avoid having to think about it. But once I saw the notices appearing out of nowhere on the streets, signaling that the wedding was confirmed, I didn't feel reassured at all. Instead, I felt a great sense of regret. I keep thinking back to what Sir Kamisato said. This is supposed to be my bright and beautiful future. But what if it's not?
This is exactly what he is worried about. You can't rush into important things. Yes.
I can happily accept that if someone was trying to take advantage of my marriage, I should absolutely refuse to go through with it. But that's not the answer I'm looking for. And also, now that things have escalated to this point, it will be tricky to resolve.
Ah, Lady Hiragi, here you are. You scared me for a second. I thought you'd gone missing.
Matsura, that's his name. He's the bad. Leave us alone, we're having a conversation here.
Wait, you're the ones who were with the Yashiro Commissioner that day.
We're with a lot of commissioners. And with, Raiden A too, so don't look down on him. Don't talk to us like that.
What do you think you're doing here? Are you trying to convince Lady Hiragi to leave?
We're just here to talk. I mean, like, whatever, man.
Calm down. They're my friends. They're just here to visit me.
Friends? Are you sure? Just friends?
No, we're more than just friends. You
Lady Hiragi, I told you already, these are exceptional circumstances. You need to be more vigilant in everything you do.
can't tell me what to do. You're not my dad.
You are extremely important to us, and to the entire Kanjo Commission. Who's to say they don't have a hidden agenda?
Our hidden agenda is to find our brother, so we can't say we don't have one. So, you got us.
If you want to accuse us of trying to abduct her, just come out and say it.
You're acting far less dignified than when we last met.
Don't be rude. You've been very highly strung lately, seeing everything as a threat.
Yeah, good. Took a chill pill.
I...
You won't even follow Lady Hiragi's orders now?
Listen to me. I know all the ins and outs of everything that's happened so far. Her arrival might well be your very last chance to fix this. The present state of affairs in Rito shows me that the situation has escalated well past the point where you could hope to control it. If this deadlock continues any longer, we will have nothing to gain and much to lose.
And if we lose, you lose. The most.
This is not an order. All I need you to do is give me an explanation and take responsibility for the situation.
Sounds kind of like an order.
Understood, my lady. I shall discuss with the others right away.
Good job, Chisato. You handled that well.
I was so nervous. But I thought things are now so critical that I should at least give it a try. And it worked remarkably well.
That's what I call a voice of authority.
Yes, well, let's wait and see what happens. I hope they provide a satisfactory response.
Or it will be their heads. A while later, Matsurada
We
comes
had
back
a
with his tail
serious
between his
discussion
legs.
and reflected on our mistakes. In all honesty, no one can handle the weight of the situation here. Everyone is besides themselves with worry. It'll drive us mad if it continues any longer. I'm so sorry. My actions were radical and duplicitous. I was selfish and ignored the greater good. And then I left the situation to fester. Would you please give us a second chance? For my lady's sake, please give the Kanjo Commission another chance.
It's no use talking to me. I'm just a traveler. You'll have to talk to Ayato.
I suppose you're right. The only person who can change the Tenryo Commission's mind will be the Yashiro Commissioner. We'll head off to the Kamisato estate shortly, and beseech him to help us with the utmost sincerity. Lady Hiragi, might I ask you to join us? You are the most important person. Without you, we have no other way.
Bring the wind settles. Go to the Kamisato estate to meet Ayato. Alright. Yeah, in this case, like, when he admits he's done everything wrong, but then if he doesn't, like, face punishment, it really, like, sours the whole, story. Story flow. I think most people like stories where, like, the bad people...
Aren't you a good friend of the Yashiro Commissioner? Please put in some good words for me.
Yeah, this, like, snaky stuff. Like, if all the snaky stuff this person does, leads him to, like, getting away with this, like, treachery with, like, maybe just a slap on the hand and stuff, I think a lot of people will be angry at the story, because usually that's what happens in real life, where all these, like, super rich, super powerful people do these super terrible things that leads to so much suffering to, like, the regular citizens. But then when push comes to shove and they're called out for their treachery and all their, like, bad actions, they just, like, pay a fine that is, like, nothing. That's, like, maybe, like, the worst thing that would happen. They don't go to jail. They don't have, like, regulations or whatever pushed onto them. They don't have, like, I don't know. They just kind of get off scot-free pretty much with little damage, even though, like, they've kind of, like, ruined so many people's lives. And that usually, when a story like that goes out, it really, like, just makes people, regular people, I guess, kind of hate people in power, or kind of just lose hope in humanity. Or when there's like video game companies where the CEOs and all the executives are like making millions and millions of dollars and getting millions and millions of dollars in bonuses, and like the ground floor developers and employees are like, they don't even have enough money to buy food. They have to like choose between rent or food with their paychecks, and it's like, what the hell's going on here? Why is there such a imbalance? And then it seems like the executives and the decision makers and the people in power are pushing for all these like blockchain technology, NFTs and stuff into their video games, which like it's only really there seemingly to push for more monetization, but it really hurts the gamers or the consumers. It really hurts the developers, because now instead of developing a game that they like or they have passion for, now they're developing like NFTs stuff into games, and it kind of like sucks the soul out of everything. and when these decision makers kind of like go back on their word, go like, oh, we don't want the NFTs anymore, we've heard you loud and clear, and they make it sound like they're doing everyone a favor and they don't get any punishment or anything. People just don't like how things like that play out, and it seems like that's the direction is going right now. But I feel like MiHoYo is like smart enough that the bad actors here will probably, maybe, hopefully, get some comeuppance and some punishment here, because Ayato is just that good at these political events. Hopefully. Hey boys, we're just here to visit Ayato. Can I go in? It's all good. It's okay. Okay, good. Thank you. Oh, hey Ayato, what you doing? Oh, they clean out the chessboard. And Toma's not here. Hey Ayato, I think we got what we wanted so far.
Yashiro, Commissioner, I'm sure you've heard the news. The Tenryo Commission has now occupied Rito, refusing to leave until we hand Lady Hiragi over to them. I realize I have greatly offended you with my atrocious actions, and I realize also that this must sound like the very height of absurdity. But please, have mercy, good sir.
Don't let him worm a way out of this one, Ayato. Yeah, stick it to him.
I'm sorry, Mr. Matsura. I'm exceptionally busy and have but a moment to spare before my next engagement. I fear this leaves no time for small talk. So, please, if you would be so kind, get straight to the point.
Got him.
I know our apology means nothing to you, but we really have nothing else left to offer by this point. I'm terribly sorry. Everyone in the entire Kanjo Commission now realizes the gravity of this situation. Lady Hiragi is indispensable to us. We promise to always support her. So, would it be at all possible for you to talk to Sir Kujo once more, on our behalf?
You make it sound so easy. The Tri-Commission will be ridiculed by the public if we choose to withdraw the notices now and eat our words. What do you plan to do about this? To lose face for the Tri-Commission is to bring shame to Her Excellency. Are you and your associates ready to face the thunderous wrath of the almighty Shogun?
Oh yeah, she shows no mercy.
We will take full responsibility. We'll publish a new notice and hold a conference to explain the situation. We will make sure that the public knows this was all a huge misunderstanding.
And then like a week later, they actually get married. Oh, the marriage is back up. Just to like poke it in a little bit more.
We'll do everything we can to minimize the impact. Everything we can.
Master Matsura, you should have known it would come to this. Whatever were you thinking? But the Tri-Commission must always put the interests of Inazuma first, regardless of what Sir Kujo and I may feel at this present moment. If the situation in Rito is left to fester any further, things may get out of control. But Lady Hiragi and the inhabitants of Rito are innocent.
I kind of, sort of, I don't know. I kind of feel like they missed an opportunity to have like the leaders of each commission be a playable character kind of thing. But I guess they need to make a villain out of people, so they can't, like, I don't know. They made Raiden Shogun kind of sort of into a villain at first, and she's a playable character. But yeah, like we can have like a three houses kind of, or Fire Emblem three houses, where like each leader is actually like a prominent character that has like cool designs and stuff. Whereas right now the Kanjo and the Tenryo Commission leaders are kind of look like just regular NPCs. But Ayato is like a playable character, so he has more design work put into him, like more effort put into his design since he's like a playable character. But then, yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong for suggesting that. Maybe we need like a punching bag commission to kind of write proper stories. We can't have like a person be a dick and also a playable character at the same time. But I guess, I don't know, Tartaglia is a playable character and he's kind of like a bad guy. I don't know. I guess for someone like Matsura here, so pathetic that nobody will want him as a playable character, and if he was a playable character, then we wouldn't really be able to have a story like this where we just like we're clearly led to hate him by the writers. So if we hate this character, like no one will want to pull for the character, right? And the whole flow of the story will be different. Now that I think of it, there isn't, like, outside of Yashiro Commission, we don't really have a lot of playable characters on the other commissions. Like the Tenryo Commission only has Kujo Sera as a playable character. There's no playable characters in the Kanjo Commission at all, but I guess they're constantly villainized in these stories. And we get like Ayaka, Ayato, Toma, and Sayu in the Yashiro Commission. So yeah, that's interesting. That's an interesting observation, I guess.
If we fail to contain the situation promptly, the rumor mill will wreak havoc on the Tri-Commission's reputation. Try keeping a pet bird. You'll see what I mean. Songbirds who know how to hold a tune can be very pleasant to listen to, but they can also become irritating if they don't know when to stop. And as for the ones with excessively long tongues, well, they're so insufferable that they can't be kept as pets at all. But it doesn't take a moment to cut out their tongues and silence them for good.
I don't really understand this comparison to songbirds, and I actually get the songbirds one, but the one with the long tongue I don't really understand. Does this bird with a long tongue like just like sing all the time regardless of what's happening, and it just becomes super annoying or something? And if you cut off their tongue, it doesn't change the way they can make noise, right? Unless you rip out their vocal cords or whatever. Do birds have vocal cords? Maybe I'm a little out of my depths here.
Yes, I understand.
I've listened to your concerns, and I'll talk to Sir Kujo for you. But I can't guarantee that he will change his mind.
I understand. Thank you for your help, Yashiro Commissioner.
No, he's gonna get away with this without much of punishment? This sucks.
Alright, you ought to return now. I'm sure you have a sizable mess to deal with back in the Kanjo Commission.
Okay, then please excuse me. Thank you once again, Commissioner.
Bye-bye.
Ah, yes, Lady Hiragi. I have something to tell you. Would you mind?
Oh? Why, of course.
Oh, what's happening?
Sir Kamisato, you became a completely different person just now. It felt so intense.
Unruly servants like him need to be severely reprimanded. As a commissioner, the Almighty Shogun trusts me to do her will. I did as I should. But now, I'd like to take off my commissioner hat and share a personal story with you.
Oh, please. I'd love to hear it.
You must have heard that the Kamisato clan once went through an extremely difficult period. My father worked incredibly hard to compensate for the grave errors made by the Kamisato clan long ago, and restore our reputation. The work took a toll on his health, and ultimately led to his untimely demise. My mother loved him dearly. She passed soon after. This sudden turn of events dealt a heavy blow to the Yashiro Commission. Behind the scenes, things became very unstable. Everyone thought that the Kamisato clan had lost power. That made my sister and me nothing but burdens hindering the ambitions of others. It may sound preposterous now, but I assure you that is the truth of what the Yashiro Commission has been through.
Huh. Pretty similar to how the Kanjo Commission is now.
Back then, I had no choice but to accept the position I was in. While I desperately looked around for powerful supporters, I endured smear campaigns and attempts to exploit me. I had no other choice. I had to honor my parents' dying wishes, and I also had a young sister to take care of. I didn't mind what became of me, but my family. No one can ever be allowed to trample over my precious family. Fortunately, I persisted, and the Kamisato clan was able to survive this storm.
I think I now know where my sense of loss and confusion was coming from. Shinojo once told me that he saw what was in me in a way that no one else did. That's why he couldn't bear to see me live the rest of my life depending on someone else. I thought the reason I felt unsettled was because of uncertainty over getting married. But the fact is, it's because I felt too young and inexperienced to handle the situation facing me.
The reason why Sir Kujo was able to face the prospect of marriage so confidently is because he's prepared for anything.
That's it. The situation I'm facing now is the same one he faced back then. When his clan was in crisis, he bravely drew his blade and challenged the almighty Shogun. And now, it is time for me to make a stand and become my own person.
Well said. I'm sure once you have grown and gained confidence, your father will be able to let go and allow you to decide how you want to live the rest of your life. It might not sound exciting, but this kind of personal growth is a necessary step in the pursuit of true happiness.
And I'm sure I can get there. I will use this as an opportunity to take over the responsibilities of the Hiragi clan. I'll think about marriage again after everything is more settled. This puts less pressure on Kamaji, and means I can support and protect myself without having to worry about becoming a burden or dependent on someone else.
My best wishes to both of you were and remain heartfelt. When the time comes for the wedding to go ahead, I will come to congratulate you once more.
Thank you, Sir Kamisato. I am grateful for everything you have shared with me. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a lot to deal with back home.
There's a lot of
Lady
garbage to be
Hiragi.
taken out.
I'm confident that on your return, you will find your Kanjo Commission associates most receptive to your instruction.
Yes, in fact, my recent experience suggests the same. Thank you once again.
She really has the air of a leader now.
She has a lot in common with Kamaji. They are a really good match for each other.
Hats off to you too, sir. Everyone thought there was no way out until you pulled that super smart strategy out of nowhere.
In fact, counter-checking is a perfectly common maneuver in the game of chess. Our rival this time was easy to deal with. He was smart, but short-sighted, and sloppy in his execution. This outcome is entirely within my expectation.
Even so, Paimon could never come up with a plan that cunning in a whole lifetime. Anyway, it's kind of a relief to see that Chisato has decided to set the Hiragi clan straight.
I agree. Stability in Inazuma benefits me as well. I wasn't about to pass up an opportunity to make less trouble for myself.
Speaking about your stance, you weren't in this just to help Chisato, were you?
Well, the fact is that I am first and foremost the Yashiro Commissioner. Perhaps for Master Matsura, power is his life's pursuit. But for me, nothing matters more than the stability of Inazuma. A stable nation is the prerequisite for a stable Yashiro Commission. Only then can the Kamisato clan and the other Yashiro Commission clans have a peaceful existence. But human desire will always be a factor in the equation. This is not the first situation of its kind, nor will it be the last. All I have tried to do is make sure the three parties to the Tri-Commission serve to restrain each other. Stasis is not the only form of stability. A balance of power leaving no room for maneuver achieves the same end.
Balance of power? Mutual restraint?
Another positive outcome is that everyone recognizes how important Lady Hiragi is now. I think I did her a sizable favor in that regard. Dealing with the Hiragi clan will be much easier for her than navigating a new and unfamiliar one.
There were so many things at play over this one wedding! Wait a second! You weren't trying to stop the wedding from the very beginning, were you?
I thought straight away it was bad timing. Nevertheless, everything I said to Hiragi Chisato was entirely sincere. If you choose to give up your stance on something once, you'll be having to compromise for the rest of your life. I didn't want to see her suffer because she didn't realize what she was getting into. Now, she has the chance to become her own person. Let's see who she becomes.
Okay.
Okay then, guess we'll have to wait and see.
See you next. Oh, that's it? I was hoping we would be able to play with, play as Ayato in another combat instance again, so I can check out how they've geared him up. I forgot to do that first time around.
All right. Farewell, and profuse thanks to you both. I shall have to host you at the Kamisato estate when my sister is next available.
Woo! Bye-bye.
Looks like everything's resolved. Masterfully done. Everything was perfect. Well, except for one minor detail. I somehow ended up with a glass of very peculiar tasting milk.
I wonder what happens if I have chosen Dango milk instead. Would this line would have changed? Like, oh, I got a glass of delicious milk or something.
Didn't you like it? I distinctly remember you saying you are quite partial to exotic flavors.
Or if I were to choose Dango milk, would Ayato would have like convinced us to try the weirder flavors? And then our decisions at that point would have been moot.
Oh, my lord?
The Traveler had one of those as well.
I'm sure she's made a great impression on you.
The Traveler did indeed play a critical role in this case. I'm sure both families would have been more guarded against me had she and her companion not been present. It wouldn't have been so easy to get to the heart of the matter.
There you go again, my lord. Placing the focus on other people while discreetly performing your job to perfection.
Naturally. Ah, yes. Now that we're both free, let's finish off that game of chess we started a few days ago.
Wiggle, 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 wiggle. The Miana Leaf Falls quest complete. Nice. I guess now... Yes! Now I have the event quest unlocked. And we'll do that in the next one. Yeah. This story was really interesting. I'm pretty happy with the story so far. I think the Archon quests in Inazuma, when it first started out, the quality of those stories took a dive. But then I guess they quickly, or MiHoYo or Hoyoverse or Cognosphere or whatever they're calling themselves now. They've kind of like gotten to a stride, I guess, in their story making, and yeah, it's been like good stories one after another, and it feels like there isn't like long-winded NPCs anymore, and a lot of the issues I had with the previous stories doesn't seem to be the case now, and like the stories are like pretty easy to get through. Maybe, I don't know, like combat wise in Guild Wars 2, I'm so used to having like combat every like section, whereas in this game it seems like they don't really make the combat mandatory. And I think it might actually be a better thing in this case, where you can just go from place to place and just talk to people more than actually having to fight constantly. I was kind of trained to accept the Guild Wars 2's way of doing things, where you have to fight because you have to show off the combat here and there, right, to kind of break up the pace. But this feels a bit more immersive, at least, than what I experienced with Guild Wars 2. There's like a new expansion for Guild Wars 2 that I haven't experienced the story yet, though. So maybe it's worth going back to Guild Wars 2 and see how they've written or developed the more modern, or how like their more modern techniques in designing the flow of the story. But yeah, I really enjoyed the story. Next up would probably be, I'm assuming, I don't know for sure, but I'm assuming there's gonna be voice acting in this quest, in this story quest, and this event quest. So the next thing is probably gonna be this. Unless it's like a wish video, or if I'm still editing through the Archon quest stuff, the Chasm stuff, then I don't know what would be next. I guess by the time this comes out, the Chasm stuff, and this, I would probably release this stuff after the Chasm stuff, so then it would probably just lead straight into the Hues of the Violet Garden stuff. And yeah, whatever it may be, I hope to see you there in the next video on Crazy Geek Games. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you in the next one. And subscribe for more. And goodbye.
Take this!